So it's a beautiful day outside, but it's like -3, so I am not going to be going out there and plein air painting. So instead, I'm going to paint but look out my window and try to find something beautiful to paint. So this painting will probably be part of a calendar I'm doing for 2025. So next year, make sure you don't buy your calendars, hopefully. I'm planning on making a calendar. I want to paint it this way. This day, I just decided to do the sketch of this piece and then come back the next day. And I really could not help but capture the beautiful sun coming through the windows. I just love it. So I got out all my supplies, but then realized that I left my palette pretty dirty. My paintings have had these little flecks of old paint in them that sticks out, and it just does not look good. It is not intentional, it's ugly. So I'm trying to clean off my palette more and actually get in the habit of cleaning it off as good as I can. I also recently released some new stickers, and no one's bought any of them, so I'm making it to where the first person to order a sticker will get an extra sticker thrown in for free. So I'm tackling this mountain as kind of just these little blue layers. What's hard is there's snow all over the mountain that I'm painting. I don't even have a reference photo for this. I am just painting from partially imagination and then partially from life. And by life, I mean looking out the window and looking at trees, and then looking out our back window and seeing the mountain. And the mountain is pretty much covered in snow. There's this really pretty frosty effect to it, and I'm trying to kind of figure that out. And then this color down here seems a little bit too blue for my liking. And then these trees will also be pretty green. They're just, right now, they're just the shadow part of a tree. little bit too blue, so I'm adding some more white.
So a lot of this painting was kind of just trial and error. It was me trying to figure out how to make this mountain look like it has frosted trees on it. I ended up making it look how I wanted it to, and it turned out okay. I think the painting's a little bit too blue. So if I went back and repainted this, I'd probably try to make it a little more sunset-ish. I just find when a painting gets really cold and really blue, it just doesn't look the best. Now, some people might really love this painting, and if you guys want it, it's actually up on my website, so you guys can go purchase it. It is frameless, so you will have to frame it yourself.
So now I'm going to take some just lighter greenish blues and just indicate trees in here.
I went about these trees painting very simply. I wanted it to read realistic, but not too realistic. I wanted it to look like a painting and not like I just went out and took a photo. And that's why my style has kind of changed a little bit. It's why I've had some looser paintings and some tighter paintings. And I don't think art is just one thing. I think we can experiment and have fun doing it. A little tip I've found watching other people is make sure you mix extra color. So when you're carving back in, you don't have to remix that same exact color. So I mix some extra mountain color and some extra sky. That way I can cut back in to the tree in the foreground and actually make it look like a real tree. Here's a tip to painting deciduous trees. So before this, I've only painted a few deciduous trees because I've always found it pretty hard. But how I went about it was actually kind of filling in the background and as much of the background as I could, and then coming back and adding the branches. You gotta be really careful doing this because your colors can get very muddy, but if done right, it can create a very beautiful effect. I feel like something people would really struggle with is painting snow. Because when you think of snow, you think white. I mean, it is white. But with the shadows and the trees and everything around us, snow is actually blue. So throughout this entire painting, every time I'm painting snow, I'm actually using blue. And I'm using a lot of blue. You can see here that the highlights aren't even white. They're a very light blue. I also decided I would try to add some snow to the trees. This ended up not working because the original plan was not for there to be snow on the trees, and I tried to add it back in and it was just getting muddy. So I decided I would just go over it and get rid of all the snow on the trees. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.